Pastor Mr. Pastor Charles Muzeze. He's been with us for over 5 years. Please let's put our hands together for his co-pilot, not even second, is Mrs. Busola Olu. Forgive me, please. Mrs. Olu Aneye. Or you want me to mention names?
What is this thing?
I don't know.
One more definition, please, from the house of what a conglomerate is.
The fusion of entities under one umbrella.
I mean, under the umbrella of the parent company, runs independently, and the management of each subsidiary reports to a senior management of the parent company. And conglomerate has it has two philosophies on how it works. The first one is by running different or related business, work at a reduced cost and with fewer resources. For example, we have 3 subsidiaries in Okwebi office: the Red Gecko, the Brain Box, and the Great Measures. These 3 subsidiaries, they use some resources in common. For example, the generator that is being used is used together. The 3 subsidiaries use the generator together, the internet. At the end of the day, this cost will not be only put on one company, but it will be, the cost will be put on the 3 subsidiaries. So it makes, second one is by diversifying interest. In operating a single market is mitigated. That's it. But the reason, by the diversifying interest, the risk is reduced, it is mitigated in the sense that if a subsidiary suffers downfall, it can be counterbalanced by the stability of the other one. To give me some examples of conglomerates that they know, please. 1 or 2 conglomerates that you're aware about. One more. I'd like to also discuss because the advantages of conglomerates, advantages and disadvantages of conglomerates. Reduction of investment risk. Like I said the other time, that if a particular subsidiary is having challenges among its local industry, it can be counterbalanced by the stability of the other subsidiary. It can help it to stabilize, to re-engineer. Then it creates internal capital market. For example, if Dangote wants to expand, it can get fund from Dangote Cement, it can source for fund from Dangote Sugar, it can source for fund from Dangote Pasta for its expansion. It doesn't have to go out for loan before it can get before they can expand. Then it enjoys low production costs or low operating expenses. The cost at which Dangote Sugar will produce a cube of sugar will be much more less than a sugar manufacturing industry, because for example, if they want to move sugar, if Dangote Sugar wants to move its brand to their dealers, and trucks are not available, they can use the trucks that are used for cement, Dangote Cement, to move sugar to their dealers. Then conglomerates can show earnings growth by acquiring companies where shares are more discounted than its own. A Dangote of today can be willing to buy over an existing market leader in the sugar industry. I want to discuss the disadvantages. Due to complex interwoven nature of conglomerates, conglomerate business decisions are often made at snail speed. For the management, top management, to make decision, the decision can be slow. They might not make decision on time. Some things might still be. They want to still like put some disadvantages. Then accounting information and disclosure are often complex. Olga Festus, I think he can testify to this. I want to say that financial solution and packages of different subsidiaries, they are different. So hence harmonizing this financial information can be complex for managers to analyze. So it's part of the challenges. Culture clash can destroy value. Different subsidiaries has different culture. What we do in great measures, our culture in great measures is quite different from culture in breakballs. Red Gecko, they also have their culture. So bringing all these cultures together might be difficult. So it's part of the disadvantages. Business equally. So at this junction, please, I would like to invite Charles to continue from where I stopped.
I will start my story from the one I'm used to, the people I'm used to. One day I discovered that there is a Bolore Africa Logistics. Both business is entirely into logistics, shipping, and all the likes. And one day this guy that owns this business decided to invest, was to make sure that he takes the opportunities that this one has and use it to create an Abbas Media Africa in every country that Bolore is already existing. And so what that means is, once there's a Bolore in Senegal, there's going to be Abbas Media in Senegal. When there's a Bolore in Côte d'Ivoire, there's going to be Abbas Media in Côte d'Ivoire. When there's a Bolore in Nigeria, there's going to be Abbas Media in Nigeria. And it has worked perfectly. However, when busola was talking, he talks about at times managing unrelated business might be difficult. It may be difficult, but the strategy to go about that is to make sure that you entrust the management of that business to somebody that has expert knowledge in that business. So from there, after this Bolore, we'll look at a situation where Abbas Media, as I'm taking it as a conglomerate, then I will move further to Vandaze as the major conglomerate in the West Africa terrain. Now, Abbas Media Africa does not have an office in Africa. There's no office called Abbas Media Africa in Africa. But the head office is in Paris. So how does it coordinate Nigeria, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Senegal, Egypt, and others? That will tell us that to be able to work effectively across market as a conglomerate, there are 4 factors that you must look at. You must look at 1, the resources, the people, and the strategy. Those 3 things are very important. The resources, the people, and the strategy. The first thing was to bring out, for this to succeed, the first thing is to look at the strategy. What is our strategy in this emerging market? What are we going to be trying to do when we get to this market? How do we approach? How do we win new business? How do we retain businesses? How do we go about that? It's the same thing for every one of us. So, if Dangote sits down in Nigeria, look at South Africa and say, I want to invest in South Africa. Sits down and say, I want to invest in Gambia. There must be things there must be a strategy that has come across before doing that. And in the same way, Vandaze sit down in Nigeria and say, I want to invest in Ghana, I want to invest in Gambia, which means there must be a strategy that has been put in place to be able to achieve that. The strategy is, this will remain the hub. Africa hub is in Paris. So when you want to deal with Africa, the first thing you do is to deal with Paris. Paris will now deal with all the African countries. And the way they have done it is that in each African country there are representatives that will be responsible to the hub in Paris, and that has worked very well. I think the learning there is in the same way as we create our emerging vendors group in Africa, in West Africa, in Africa, we'll begin to look at, okay, necessarily doesn't mean that the head office must be in Ghana or must be anywhere. In fact, there is a virtual head office, and so instructions come and it's executed. Now the next one is to look at the resources. I talked about strategy, talking about resources. Accounting principles, whatever it is, no matter how complex it is, can be streamlined to serve every market. Just the way we've been able, in the vendors group, we've been able to make sure that the same cloud internet system is operating Ghana, Gambia, and everybody. In the same way, we can have the same accounting system that is able to cut across market and make us to work effectively. Now, this has also worked from my learnings. For recent, we discovered that after you finish all your work on Emirates, you do not even need to see anybody. The brief comes by a platform called Empower. You are registered on Empower. All of us can be registered on the same platform. You are registered on Empower. And once instructions come, you go there, access, receive the brief, ask questions about the brief, get clarity about the brief. And once you have been able to do that, respond to the brief and upload into Empower. Approval will come from Empower. And when you have finished the business, the invoices, the COTs, everything about that campaign is uploaded into Empower. Approval will come from Empower. Once your payment is ready, you will be alerts will come from Empower. And so you always to make sure you get to the accountant in Nigeria. So they have an office in Nigeria, you tell the accountant, I've been asked to get in touch with you because my payment should be ready. They will tell you, we are waiting for somebody to sign the next signature, we are waiting for the second signature to be able to release your check. It's as simple as that. And I think it has worked very well. It's still going to work for us if we have things like this. For instance, Ghana, Gambia can be in the same platform, and briefs can come, and you treat it, you send it there, and everybody works together. These are some of the things that have made that made the conglomerate working across markets very effective. That's what technology has brought about through the resources that they have. And so once we invest in resources, it's supposed to make things easier for us. And that is what Empower has done for working on Emirates. So you see down here, people collate all the information. Another interesting thing is when I was talking about the resources, the people, the other thing is you have people who are mandated for one task or the other. In conglomerates, Dangote does not need to know everything that is going on, but there are people that have been assigned those responsibility, and those people are the one that reports to him. For instance, you can imagine a Tata group of Indians since 1868, and you have Mr. Bush since 1670 or thereabout. Those companies have been existing, and they've worked effectively across global countries. The same way we come here, and so we look at the strategy, the resources, and the people. It is getting the right people to do the right thing that will be able to produce the right result that matters. So, if I follow again, through the one I know very well, you have an international account director. Avas Media Africa, as a conglomerate in Africa, has an international account director. Her business is to coordinate that particular account in Africa. But she doesn't run the business on a day-to-day basis. So she's not the account person. So you only get to know when there are issues, and then she steps in. So I have this person here, then you have maybe for which one now? Just take for Vlisco. You have one person here, you have one here, you have one here, you have one here. So these are the 4 people in Paris office that are working on Vlisco Africa. So it's not Vlisco Nigeria. So these 4 people with an international account director work on Vlisco Africa because it's Abbas Media Africa. So these people coordinate all the markets in Africa that is running Vlisco. And we can be here also and be able to coordinate activities in Ghana, activities in procurement is the new thing. So no matter how beautiful you are, after you have done the beautiful things, then they tell you, "Boy, okay, sleep." Thank you very much for giving us honor.
All right, so thank you very much. Another round of applause for Ogachi. All right, so we'll be running gunpowder in a few minutes. Let's just take a short break. Thank you.